So that's where a lot of it went, but we had to appropriate it. It had to be gone. See, it had to be gone at a certain date.
To see if you guys needed a fresh.
So I,
Yep.
You're the only one.
anyway, she gave me,
Just see
Bonnie.
the sign out
she
front.
gave me 2 dates that they
How
had
it's
open.
listed.
And
It does
I asked if
say
I'd get back with her and let her know something, but I was,
Okay.
It's,
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
we'll-
go, but I
I'll tell you what,
can't
we'll
really
get,
say
I'll have
anything.
your Kelly to list everything, because they have to turn it in state.
Okay.
it's 9 a.m.
Okay.
We're ready to roll.
Agenda, stand approved as presented. Then we'll go ahead and open up the meeting. Okay, Kelly.
Henry County Commission, Henry County, Missouri, Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, 9th day of the April term. The Henry County Commission met pursuant to adjournment at the courthouse in Clinton, Missouri. Those members present were Jim Stone, presiding commissioner, Mark Larson, North District Commissioner, Jake Bradley, South District Commissioner, Kelly Merritt, Henry County Clerk. At 9 a.m., Commissioner Stone brought the meeting to order. The agenda was approved as presented. The minutes from the Thursday, April 24th, 2025 meeting were read. Commissioner Bradley made a motion to approve the minutes. Commissioner Larson seconded the motion. Motion carried. The minutes from the closed session Thursday, April 24th, 2025 meeting were read. Commissioner Larson made a motion to approve the closed minutes. Commissioner Bradley seconded the motion. Motion carried. Expenditures for the following departments were approved to be paid: payroll, employee benefits, road and bridge, county clerk, law enforcement GR, buildings and grounds, court administration, inmate security fund, 27th Circuit Treatment Court, local tribal fund, general county government. Chuck Thomas introduced himself to the commission. Chuck thanked Commissioner Larson for videoing the meeting. Chuck stated that he was here to motivate the citizens of Henry County. He is concerned with the county deeding a building downtown to an organization that wants to house the homeless. He stated that fixing the issue has been tried in this area and that it has always failed. Chuck is concerned with the effect it will have on the businesses on the square. Chuck stated that he didn't want to come off as heartless, just concerned for the innocent. He suggested that the commission go and talk to the business owners here in town. Commissioner Stone said he agreed with Chuck on a lot of his concerns. He just doesn't know what the answer is. He also shared that the commission is now live streaming on YouTube. Commissioner Bradley shared that he had spoke with the sheriff and addressed these same concerns. Gary Mount addressed the commission regarding the emergency management department. He stated that he and John Gover got the old jail set up nicely for emergency management, and he wants to know where the equipment from the emergency management department went. Commissioner Bradley shared that he would like to get with the admins of the schools and other taxing entities to discuss Senate Bill 190. He feels we need to make a move on this as a county. Collector Treasurer Watson was asked to come to the commission meeting to discuss Senate Bill 190, the base year. The fact that the county has missed out on being able to do the freeze base year as 2024. The cost to implement the software is estimated to be around about $20,000. Rick shared that Christian County froze 2023 taxes and was one of the first counties in the state to implement the freeze. The total savings to seniors the first year for the entire county was $1,500. He said a lot of the work will be on the assessor separating the buildings. He recommended that the county freeze 2025 and start the application process as soon as it's adopted, giving them ample amount of time to apply prior to the June deadline. He also shared that the application process has to be done on a yearly basis. Rick made the recommendation that the county adopt the Senate Bill 190 ordinance and move forward. David Plumley, Clinton Chamber of Commerce, visited with the commission regarding Old Glory Days. He shared that Old Glory Days will be held July 3rd through the 6th, 2025. He provided them with a general agenda. He asked permission to use the courthouse ground for Old Glory Days. Commissioners gave permission for them to use the grounds. Clerk Merritt contacted Pat Nilsson regarding the July 3rd calendar for the courts. He shared of the various activities happening between now and then, and he asked to use the courthouse grounds on June 25th, 2025. Commissioner Bradley returned a call to Mary Kay Newman regarding the Senate Bill 190 senior tax freeze. Commissioner Bradley made a motion to adjourn the meeting. At 10:30, Commissioner Stone seconded the motion. Motion carried.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Motion been made second to accept the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay.
Working downstairs.
Right, them.
Or not.
It's blowing.
Something happened during the power outage. It's working then. Good. The power outage also made our cameras reset, so I had to adjust.
I went to look to see where I can hide it.
Nowhere, because as you've seen, I can move the cameras when I want to. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-mm. You get used to the zoomed. Zoomed out a little. Better. Did you stamp the minutes?
There. Yeah. Okay, senior tax. Old business. Senior tax freeze, do we want to talk about that? Go through it now.
Can if you want.
Tell you what.
We do have a
You've got it.
10:30 closed session. And you do have individuals signed up to speak, so whichever way you guys want to do
Okay.
that, I just want to make sure
Oh.
that you.
I'll tell you what, then we better, let's go ahead, 10:30, and we got, how many want to speak this morning? That you'll speak. All three of them down. Okay, everybody can have 5 minutes, but we need to move on. We got some other things, but anyway, I guess I tell you what, we'll go ahead and start on that, kind of change our agenda around a little bit, Kelly. Move it up or after invoices. Or the public comment. Okey-doke. And whoever is first on the agenda, Chuck or you.
Of course, morning,
Good morning, Chuck.
and doing well. But since I'm limited and
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to stay in all this.
Yes.
I'm gonna get just straight to the licking law,
All right.
okay? Licking law to me means, and it represents back in the old farm days when I was around, the old timers would go out and they'd use a tree stump, but out in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
show me a tree.
Yeah.
But anyway, any tree that would be used for salt in to attract wildlife and salt the cows. You need to go to town and get a bucket. I'm here to say one simple thing, and I hope this is all with my questions, because I'm gonna get straight to the questions. We're out of salt. We don't have any money. I'm tired of paying for taxes that I don't see the benefit, and honestly, it hurts a lot of people. It hurts. And when we're out of money and there's 80 million people that stood up and said, we're out of money, we're tired. And I'm tired. So, licking log is done. We don't have any salt. No more salt to put in that log. So to get straight to the meat, my questions are these, and I don't expect a response, but at some point, I hope I get one. Who owns the building and the property? Now that I know the building and the property being the old Henry County or the emergency system building that down there. Because I know that could be two different locations. The city could own the property, we could own the building. Secondly, who owns the deed? And that's, if you know about property, there is that perspective. Whose name is on it? How much money in tax dollars was used on said condemned building over its life to refurbish the building and for an unfit building? What is the ground value on that property? Building and who owns the property? Next is, who paid the $50,000? Who is this organization? I looked it up. The Project Homeless. But here's a question. None of it refers to, they say they are faith-based, but to be faith-based, I've done business. I've owned and operated several businesses in my life. To be faith-based, there's certain rules and regulations that has to be followed strictly. Strictly. There's so many audits that climb up and down your backside that you'll be swearing you're getting an exam, and not an exam that anybody likes. To be an NGO or to remove the tax dollars and for the filing of paperwork, and all these things have to be public. There are certain things that require these businesses. Now, for an NGO or to be filed for nonprofit or for-profit, there's even some of the subcategories. investments in one of a nonprofit. There can actually be an investment in a nonprofit. So who's these people that are following this? Who? I still don't know, because it's not listed. None of the sites list them. So I looked it up on the federal side of it. With all the audits and all the mandatory things that are going on with that, there are so many investigations that are gonna come down through this. And why do I say this? Because all of this is not out there. The information that is the simplest of all is like having a lick log. Who, what, where, how. It's simple. And if that information is not out in public, there's a problem. So the issue to me is, if we, the people that are tired of paying for the salt to be put in the log, how do we know that the money's gonna be used properly? How do we know it's not a scam? How do we know? I haven't seen anything. Yes, I know there was some paper article. I read the article. A lot of generic words were used, but nothing specifically guidance that is applied to businesses or NGOs or to faith-based or to why didn't you file your taxes. There's a lot of who, what, and where that is missing out of all of these forms. Everything. I have not seen a thing in it. I just want these questions. I want to know if I'm going to be asked, and here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about, we are going to be asked, the county taxpayers and the city, especially those around that are going to be harmed around this square, and the customers that come here, sooner or later, the money's going to dry up. Whoever gifted, that money, people's offerings and gifts and tithes are going to be dried up because they're going to get tired of it and they won't need the tax write-off. So pretty soon they're going to come to us and they're going to ask very specifically for tax money. I don't want it. I will not. I will oppose any tax. I will oppose it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll try to. So, okay, yes. And,
My name's Denise Welsh. I'm a
Okay.
county resident and I work in
Denise.
the county.
okay, Denise.
Almost 15 years now. My statements don't mean that I don't care about people. I care about the homeless. I care about the citizens, everyone.
Yeah.
So with that said, all that we're looking for is that word, transparency.
Yes.
We want transparency. And that means data and facts ahead of any action. Seems like we're always chasing projects after they're in motion. It's hard to keep up. Try to read the paper, try to find the minutes, try to look up online. But a lot of times, we're busy and just trying to find the information. A lot of times, we just don't get it until things are already in motion. And it's not like we don't want to know. I've had people ask me, well, why didn't you go to this meeting? Why are you asking now? Well, sometimes it takes time to hear it and catch it. And it's not like we're not trying to be informed, but there's just a lot going on. There's so much going on. There's too much going on to expect that we can follow everything that's presented to the city and county. Because there's city meetings and there's county meetings and there's all the orgs on the side. And I've been to meetings. I know you've seen me at some meetings. I've been to meetings. So I'm just looking for things to slow down, have public meetings ahead of any decisions that are made. If you don't, it looks bad. It doesn't look good when things pop up and people don't know it's happening. It isn't because we don't want to know, it's just hard to keep up. With the city and the county property, we need to be in the loop on the decisions because we are the taxpayers. It's city county property. If this ever gets to the grant phase, guess what? Grant money is local money. That's when eventually it's going to get to grants. What I looked at was that they are going to be relying on people, organizations already in place to provide services down there. There's probably grant and state money. That's us. So we're gonna end up involved in this, even though they say we're not. So, with that said, to me, the location's inappropriate. I understand apparently it was presented as the building's just sitting there, but there's been stuff going on down there. I would be interested to know what kind of money's been put into that building since they built the new city hall and all of that. It's evidently not a condemned building because it's being used. So, that's really all I have to say. I thank you for your time. And we just want to be involved in what's going on,
Thank you.
okay? Thank y'all for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you.
All right, bear with me, because I'm in the process of losing my voice, so I'm just gonna pass these out to you guys. Just one more. And I gotta shoot over
I
the
think you gave me an extra one.
Okay.
All right, good morning,
Okay,
my name is
Jessica.
Jessica, and I work for a small business in the downtown square. I'm here today, because I, along with several other business property owners, have serious concerns about the homeless shelter being placed close to the square. Don't get me wrong, we support helping people in need, but placing a shelter in the heart of downtown could do more harm than good. We're already dealing with issues tied to homelessness and drug addiction. Bringing more of that into the business district could run off customers, threaten public safety, and disrupt the very fabric of our downtown. We're asking you to please consider an alternative location, one closer to the edge of town, where services can still be provided without putting extra strain on our businesses and community space. We all want solutions, but they have to work for everyone, including the people who are here investing in downtown every day. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I work at Serrano's, and they were unaware of it until recently. There's a lady around the corner that was unaware of it, and she doesn't agree with the location. I'm sure the Glasscocks don't agree with the location. There's several business owners around the square that are against it. I mean, we're all for a homeless shelter, but not around the square. I mean, I live down the street and I see what's going on daily. I've tried to help them, you don't want help. I mean, I tried to give a girl stuff, hygiene products, food, and she goes, that looks like it has revenge written all over it. Okay, then don't take it. You see them get money and then they go to the corner store and go buy drugs. I mean, you gotta want to change.
I've heard people talk about the old jail, so I'm not too sure if we don't need to get it inspected first.
And my uncle is an inspector.
You'll have to excuse me, I had to leave when you were talking yesterday. My wife actually was sick, so I apologize to you for leaving. I've got a few, and my look at it might be a little bit different, but I still want to explain why. There's never a good place to put a homeless shelter. There's not. You get the upper end of the people that are in the homeless shelter, and you get the lower end, the people that you're not going to be able to help no matter what you do. My thought on this was that area down there, now the square is great, but you get down there, there's nothing. Jim, yours is probably the nicest building down there. It is a little bit off the beaten path, but I get where you guys are coming from if you have a business up here and the risk and everything else. But the thing that everybody keeps saying is this is a homeless shelter, and this is not a homeless shelter. What you are doing, it's very obvious in the day and age that we live in now. And I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I had no idea there was homeless people here. I really didn't. I mean, I'm out in the country. I came from Kansas City. I know what that looks like, probably better than anybody sitting in here. This is, in my mind, quite a bit different because you're not going to get rid of the homeless people walking around here if they're bothering you or this or that, okay? Those people are going to be here whether we shut that down or we don't. What that does, it takes the people that are on that upper end that are out on the street It gives them an ability to get the things that they need to get off the street and get out of here. That's what it does. So I trust me, I'm with you guys, but you need to understand the other side of this. I mean, if I told you how many people have walked down where our office is and come in and you know, there was a guy pushing a
Grocery cart
Shopping
last
cart.
night.
last
Yesterday,
night, yeah, you know. I've had people do that. I've had people show up, run out of gas, and you give them money, or I don't give money. If you're hungry, I'll go get you something to eat. If you run out of gas, I'm gonna go get you. You know, there's that. You'd probably be better at this, where it talks about how you treat a sluggard in the Bible. I'm a firm believer in that. But this is a deeper issue than what just people hanging out here. My question, and problem is, and after I say this, you're going to understand, it rolls into a huge snowball. So where are the police? Why are the police not picking them up? Well, they're not picking them up because if they do, they got to put them in the jail. And if they put them in the jail's overrun. So it is a continual snowball that just seems to be getting bigger. In my mind, this is like just taking a little niche out of that big pie of all the homeless people, and you're cutting it out 2 weeks, and they're on the road. They are, those won't be the people that when you're trying to get in your car, they come up and say, hey, you got a dime, you got $1. They're not gonna be doing that because they have a strict regiment that they need to follow or they're gone. They're not gonna be around. Trust me, and honestly, it won't affect me. So I can't get crazy, you know, one side or the other because I don't even live in Clinton. I'm clear out on the other side of Calhoun. But I just want to be careful in coming down too hard when, like you said, it probably won't work, and it may not. But I'm of the mind, if we can, if we've got 30 people out here that are living on the streets in Clinton, and we can get rid of 5 of them, I'm for it. And that's the only way I know that can be done. As far as everybody wanting to know what transpires in the county, you got a guy sitting here for that exact reason. That's literally, that's the only reason I'm here, guys. That's it. So I totally get that, but I'm going to tell you this. You also are living in a republic, not a democracy. So you all and everybody out there put us in office to make decisions. If we make bad decisions, that's our fault, but it's also yours because you put us here. If you have any questions as to what you're worried about when you're voting for somebody, guys, do your due diligence, find out what they think, what they know, or anything else before you make that X. Because you can't micromanage this county. You just can't do it. Now, transparency, I mean, I'm one of those guys, and I'll get in trouble for saying this, I don't even believe in the closed sessions. I don't. I think, unless it would involve, like, we're going to fire Mark, okay? I mean, that's you're gone. But I mean, that's where it really needs to be because that's a personal thing. Everything else, any other decision we make here, it doesn't matter if it's with a lawyer, if it's with buying. The only reason maybe real estate is because if we were trying to buy something and you're thinking about buying it, I don't want you to know what we're doing. I get that. But other than that, and I've told people I am an open book, and I think that's the way it needs to be done. Now, there's other people that think different, and that's, once again, that's the beauty of the country that we live in, because that's what makes us who we are. But you got to be real careful trying to micromanage things. I mean, I don't have an issue with letting everybody know what's going on, But I do have an issue with every time I get ready to make a decision, I've got to hold a meeting or public and let everybody know. I wouldn't want this job. I don't think anybody would. But that's why I'm saying it's, you've got to put the people in office that you trust. And then it's our responsibility to let the people know. We did this. I mean, at least I'm gonna speak for me. I can't speak for Jim and Jake. I did this because I thought this was probably the best route to take with that building. I don't know how good a shape it's in. I mean, structurally, I've been in it. It leaks water like a sieve. I don't even know how much money we put into it. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I guess somebody could go back and look. But by looking at it, they haven't put a whole lot of money in it. And to fix it, the county really would have got upset if we would have spent that money to fix that old building. In my mind, this was kind of a win-win. We get out from underneath the burden of having to take care of it or having to fix it with the possibility, not 100%, but the possibility of it doing some good for this community. But in saying, I understand where you guys are coming from. I mean, the last thing I would want is to own a business on the square and having some guy, knocking on the door asking for money.
We've had theft, we've had a girl come in front of Serrano's and strip ass naked.
See, and
Ass naked, because we asked her to leave the shift.
This- have you guys taken this to the city?
Sorry?
Have you guys taken these issues to the city?
We were trying to figure
Yes.
out the route to go, but that's probably next.
I would,
There's city people and business owners that are very concerned about this issue, and I told them the same thing.
And most of them are just too afraid to
We
say
need
anything.
to let the city people know and here know,
well, then I would,
because it's an effect of
that's
us all.
that's what I would do, and I would contact, I couldn't even tell you who the police chief is here. That's terrible, he's sitting here and saying that, but it's true. I would take it to him, ask him why this is, it used to be vagrancy was against the law. Unless I'm mistaken, that's still on the books, so how about if we just start using it?
Say, I know our sheriff and the city of Clinton's PD, they've been trying to work together without stepping on one another's toes to help manage the situation. I know it's been awfully tough for them as well, though. I'll let you guys just want to finish.
I'm gonna say something, we won't make it shorter. The big thing is, we have people come in, they come in a couple times, three, explaining the situation, what they're doing. We tried our best, believe me, I know where everybody's coming from, I have to clean up after them too. And the thing is, what we thought it would help serve the purpose to do that, because what the problem is, the roof is in terrible shape. We knew that. It's gotta be redone. And they know it. That's some of the things, well, they said they could get the money. And our case was, yes, it's a problem, and tearing it down to be a problem, because there is asbestos in that building. I know. So therefore, that'll all be, and it's very expensive to get everything done. Now, if that would serve the purpose for a while, for 14 days, that's in my mind, I really can't figure how that works, because you gotta get them in, gotta get their IDs and everything, and then get them a job. But they need to be, and they said 14 days, they're gone. I'll agree with that. And Mark and Jake and all of us, we listened. We tried to do our due diligence to listen. We can't, if I'd have said, okay, we're gonna have a public meeting, first off, well, how many people, and you're gonna have 100, 200, 300 people, what is it gonna accomplish other than an argument between everybody? I'll agree on that. But one of the things there, we try to do our due diligence up here to look into it. And just like here, I'll say they talked about it. We did talk about it. And in fact, I thought we had that maybe on film. We should have it now.
It is.
When they came in and talked, but you probably couldn't see them, but they was a group who came in. That's what they do. And a couple of them used to be homeless, I think, wasn't they? And that's the reason why. That's the reason why they make the decision they did. Now, Whether that's gone too far, we haven't finalized everything, but that's where it's at. Now, what they can do, I don't know. That, I have to go, I've got two other people that I have to deal with that we all try to discuss it. And we may not all agree all at the same time. Believe me, we disagree. But at the end of the day, we really need to be together and the progress will move on. But if you're always fighting, you'll never get anything done. And I really don't know the answer to what you're all saying. Believe me, I'd love it because I'm close to it too. And the other one, it's crept down this way, but it's around the square.
I
I'll
will
run 'em
say-
off there.
I will say, I don't want any county money going to it. I mean, I'll tell you that straight up. As far as a grant, once again, I mean, I get it,
Yeah.
it's your money, it's my money, but that's what grants are for.
That's your
It's
higher
for
up people
you as a
voted it
person,
in.
and, you know, you may be doing something that he doesn't like, but you both file for it and he gets it. That's the way of the world, guys. That's, you know, and I get it, it's your tax money and it's all of that. But if he doesn't get it, somebody over here may get it that you don't agree with. So that one's kind of a, you know, but as far as the county putting money into it, that is like local, that we would put, I don't.
They haven't asked for any
Yeah, they
money.
haven't asked for any,
No.
and I
It
will
was
tell
just
you,
a-
I won't
An empty
vote
building
against it.
for them
So-
to use. And they came, the way I understood it, they came to.
So there's no
the
other
previous
buildings
commission.
that would be a possible location for it?
Pardon
Is
me?
there any other buildings that they could use, like around?
We'll have to look around. I don't know what else
I don't
other
know what else
buildings
we
are
own.
around
I don't think
that we don't own anything else that I know
No,
of.
Yeah.
nothing county. And that,
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
It was,
And let me, for my part of it, this is not a matter of like or dislike of anything. This is a matter of using the money that is going to be used, because they're gonna file, this organization, they're gonna file for grants. They will have to at some point. And those grants, if they're misappropriated, I rely on the federal agencies that monitor those, because there's certain key aspects, and I hope they understand how tough it's gonna be
see,
right
that's more
now.
of a question for Darren.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah,
also,
well,
you
that's
also
why-
run into, they may not file for grants, because as soon as you get the government involved, like you just said, now
Yes.
it's like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this,
Yes.
you're gonna do this. That takes the, lack of better terms, Christian helping side out of
Yes.
it. And if it ever got to the point where it was grants, I'm gonna tell you, 100% it won't work. Because whenever you involve the government in anything like that, they can screw it up quicker than anybody can.
Yes,
I mean, I'm all for if the churches wanted to do this, hey, you know what, that's that's the way
Yes.
things used to be, they need to go back that
Yes.
way. But, I mean, I see what you're saying, I do.
I absolutely believe, I've read the, like I've always told people when they've asked me, I have total dislike for religion, but I have never turned my back on God nor His Son. Never once in my life. With all the stuff I've been through, never once. But here's the difference. The difference is men or women, but humanity in itself. If they're gonna use it for ill, well, they're gonna have to pay the cost for that, not me. I understand all that. It's all about free will. It really is, and that's the most precious gift that we got, other than His Son. But with all these things that we can try to justify it and all this, I'm not looking for justification. I'm looking for pure, plain, ordinary action. I get it. That's why we supported transparency. That's why we wanted this stuff. But I'm not sure if I'm getting it all, because there's so many questions that has not been answered. Now, maybe I do need to go somewhere else for some, I get that, and I'm willing to do that. But what I'm not willing to do is play the guessing game. I ran too many businesses that, honestly, I couldn't afford to play the guessing game, or the hope. Yes, there's hope, But you gotta have a fixed, this is the target, this is what we're doing, boom, and let's get it done. And if that mentality is not there, then the only people that are hurt, and like you just spoken very well of, it's the surrounding people here that live here, that work here, that have a business here. That's going to be the effect. And that's what I don't want, because it only takes that one couple of times that it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. And some people will say, and we can discern and say, well, it's not this group doing it or that group doing it. Well, it's a reflection of them all. It's like if I'm a business owner, business owners have a bad taste for some people. Or,
I'm sorry,
Anything.
we've covered a lot of that. We know about feelings there. Okay,
See,
if we can,
Darren and them's got
thank you.
an outline of a plan that I think would answer that question about on what demographic they're gonna angle for and how they're gonna handle the situation. You know, if they wanna be helped, they'll help them. If not, they're not allowed to come in, basically. If there's empty beds,
We'll try to
they'll
get some
let-
information, get it out. to you.
Yeah.
You might
Well, and
contact her.
I have also seen it by experience. I'm sorry, my hearing aid's just beeping, and so my battery's done,
Huh?
okay?
Well,
But I have
get
through
Dennis in.
experience lived with those type of restrictions, and what they do is, and what is the art form of it, I call it art form. If they have a 21-day stay at this place or a 14-day stay at this place, you know what they do? They load them up and take them to another facility. You know what's gonna happen? Kansas City's gonna ship them, just like they did in the
You're
90s.
too late.
When I was here,
They're already
they're gonna
doing it.
Ship them down here.
They've
I
done it.
guarantee it.
People's already been saying they've been hauling
That's-
them in.
They have been.
Yes. See? So they just play the shuttle game. It's 14 days here, okay, we gotta pack you up and then we'll take you down, or they'll tell them, you need to head down to X facility.
I will
Okay.
say, if this turns out being, I don't know if any of you know about City Union Mission up in Kansas City. If this turns out to be like the City Union Mission, I don't know if you know about it, Dennis, this will be a godsend. I will tell you that. Now, in saying that, that is located, which it's not gonna be a godsend, in a blighted area. But they have helped an untold number of people come off the street, get their driver's license, get everything, Social Security, all the stuff, find a job, and they're actually now like self-sustaining citizens.
It's a lot like the VCP too.
Yeah.
that Darren's basing his program off of.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we can't sit here and tell you 100% this is gonna work. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that. I would say from everything that I know or have read or seen
Okay.
about the man that's running this, I think that he is going to do everything that he says he's going to do to his best ability. I think it will probably work. I think there's gonna be some hiccups. I mean, because inevitably, what will probably happen is you're over here getting in your car and somebody comes up to you, and I'm not saying you, but, and, hey, can I have money? Can I have money? And they'll get blamed. Because that, you see what I'm saying? That kind of is like, you're gonna get some of those. I guarantee you're gonna get some of those. You just want to be real careful because, I grew up in the ghetto, guys. I mean, trust me, I know. The old Mark, you would not want to know. I'm just gonna tell you straight up.
Same here, I'm from California.
So, yeah.
Oh, my.
I'm from the hood.
I grew up with a dirt floor.
Yeah.
Okay? I know
So,
what it's like.
So, anytime that this is just me, anytime that we can help somebody get out of that scenario, I think we deserve to do that. Because I'm obviously, everybody sitting in this room, the good Lord's blessed because you're not out of that. You have a job or you had a job or so, but I'm also, I'm not a tree hugger either because you ask anybody, I don't
So
necessarily
you
run
believe
my
in
business.
responsibility?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. All you'd have to do is ask the young man sitting back there in the corner filming this, and he'll tell you how I treat people. I mean, I'm very good to you. Cross me, especially when you're working for me. You have no idea. My calm demeanor changes like that because I expect people, I honestly, I expect excellence out of anything I'm involved in. I don't ever make it. I'll say that right up front. But I'm very passionate about what I do, or I'm not going to get involved in it. I've said this 1,000 times. The men in my family usually die around the age of 70, and I'm getting close. So even this job, if I didn't think I was going to be able to accomplish something, I was enjoying life on my farm at home. I just believe that all of us, you really do owe, this is going to sound crazy, but you really do owe some of these people that are out here on the street because you're supposed to try to help them. You are. I mean, I say that, and in the back of my mind, I'm going, man, that just sucks. But it's the truth. And but you need to do it. You said the key word, responsibly. You have to set ground rules up because those people are so far from having any kind of discipline in their life whatsoever. Until you involve that in them, they're not going to, I mean, it's no different than a little kid. You know, you got a little 2-year-old running around just tearing the hell out of everything. He doesn't know he's doing wrong. A lot of these people have gotten to that point. And the way that we have set society up anymore, some of these people should probably belong in an institution. I mean, they should, you know? So you have to be very careful of how you handle all of this. I'm 100% with you, but then I've got the other side that I think if it would work, then it's actually gonna make your square better because you're gonna lose some of these
Okay.
people.
So then you understand when Jesus also talked about us giving, it is us giving our money, not our money through taxes.
But I
And
also,
it's also about the responsibility which Jesus spoke very harshly about.
It was.
Is those that do not work
Okay.
should not eat.
Let's-
Right.
we got-
yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, but
Okay.
you also understand what was the second thing that he instituted.
And nobody wants
Was
to talk
government.
about Jesus said that.
Yeah,
They want
the
to talk
second
about his
thing
love,
he
but they don't want
instituted
to talk
was
about
government.
if you're not working,
How we
you
going?
don't eat.
Okay.
Okay.
But, yeah, so,
We
I
got-
mean,
let's go.
guys, we
need
hear
to
you.
Get Dennis.
and but I think we probably did what we needed to do, and I think we did what we thought was best
Yeah.
for not only the
Trying to
county,
help
but
people.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Lot to
if
do.
I understood it right, then if there's asbestos over here, is there a possible, complications later coming out of that?
If they never,
Yeah,
if they
homeless
keep it
people.
covered up, it's kinda like anybody else. If you buy a building, as long as you keep it covered up, it's fine.
Right, but it's
That's-
been,
But if it's ever changed,
If you
that's
go to
when
do
they have
work
to get
on it,
into it.
then you're
Then
gonna
you have to have it.
Yeah,
because I used to work in that building, and
Yeah.
I know it was,
Well,
yeah.
that's why I'm saying, I've been here 3 times.
yeah,
You actually can't do any work in that building unless you, at least in certain areas and certain types of jobs without having it abated. It's gotta be abated, and it's gotta
Yeah.
be done by a company that is qualified.
Well, like I said, I for one, I'm gonna oppose it. I'm gonna continue to oppose it. I understand where you're coming from, but I know this has been tried many times here. And I know what happened to the city because of it. And that's all I can do. I understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that, I do. But I'm gonna be on the opposing side of it.
And I understand. I do. I understand totally.
Okay.
Appreciate you guys coming in though. I mean, that's,
And I gotta
Thank
run
you
over
for
to work.
listening.
Thank
We're
you.
with- thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it. Okay. Sir, was you wanting to speak? No? Okay, all right.
The email address was set up for the road,
Yes,
certain images. Everybody's emailing, so any of the concerns have been forwarded to, if it's north side, I send it to Mark, if it's south side, I send it to Jake, so.
Actually, that's perfect.
You both got emails this morning.
See, I'm in the process of replying back to one now. You said you've been hearing from everybody. Have we been
I've heard
hearing?
from 4 so
Yeah.
far. Bear Creek is awesome. I don't know if this is on camera, but thank you, Bear Creek. Those guys, they sent pictures, everything's detailed, I got everything I need. But we still need more we need all the townships to participate.
So you haven't heard from all the townships yet? Okay.
I might send out another round of emails.
you heard from 4 so far?
How close are we
I
to
don't even
that?
know where Bear Creek is, but south of it.
Montrose.
That's
Okay.
Eddie's. Cold.
I gotta learn where all the townships are.
That's
That
same
makes the
where-
deep water.
So I sent you a deep water one this morning, Jake.
Yeah. No,
Down in there, I think they had more on it too.
you sent me a
Oh,
Leesville.
Mhm.
I don't have it.
Oh, Tidewater this morning.
Gotcha.
Deep water, Tidewater, they're close enough, next door.
Next door.
Hey. And then I sent you one on 1251 and
651,
651.
Okay.
1250.
Yeah,
That's actually not a bad issue to have, even if they're, emailing that, at least you're getting it in
Yeah.
writing and it's there, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they-
like the way it's working.
If,
Yeah, I
if
think
they'll
it's
do
great.
that, it's all set up to send on in.
Yeah,
That's the nice thing about it.
yeah,
If
so
they'll do the pictures and do everything.
I
it's
think
been
it's
up
great.
for a week, but it's been great.
Good, 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 good.
What's the other 3 that you've heard from?
I have it written down on my desk.
Okay.
I'll send it up, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
So I did not make the last meeting, and I know there were questions about where some of the stuff is at the old building. The computers
Yes.
that were in the library,
They were sent back.
they were sent back to the state. SEMA came and picked those up.
They were wondering about the stuff that was before that. It should be in the shed.
Stuff before that. You talking about all the laptops out in the shed? Okay, they're still in the shed then. So as far as the laptops, they're in the shed. The monitors are still on the wall, the ones that they were talking about. The cameras are still in the building. None of that's been removed.
A lot of it's outdated now.
Yeah, very outdated.
You're,
The trailer is up and running, it's over at the bridge barn. I just had all the radios reprogrammed and updated to where they have the new digital frequencies and whatnot, so. That's still in play. It's parked at the bridge barn right now. It's gonna be parked out at Calhoun Station inside whenever we get done with it, so we can get it back out of the water.
and as we go along, all that stuff, and anything that's got the county are shut. And I think we've got an inventory somewhere on
Yeah, we do.
everything.
And then the 2 generators, there's 2 generators inside that shop.
Yeah.
And they both get started monthly and
Yeah,
load testing and, oh gosh, double A is gonna come out and actually service, just the one on wheels is due for service, so they're gonna be servicing it whenever they come and move the other generator over to the courthouse. So, yeah, the old laptops are, they're in the storage out there.
okay.
They're not good for anything, but they're there. They're way old. I tried turning one of them on, it won't turn on. But we still have them,
Okay.
so I wanted to make sure, yeah, we know, since I didn't make the last.
Everything, like I said, we should have an inventory of
Yeah, we
everything
do.
anyway. And where it's at, and that's a big thing. And let's see.
We are
Yes.
working with Casinger, with Dylan, we're getting the, storm shelter added to our hazard mitigation plan, the HMP. The state has opened it up, once we get that added to our plan, we can go through the state and apply for a grant for storm shelters. So, we're gonna meet, we talked with Dylan, we're just gotta track him down and hold it down and get it added to our
Yeah,
hazard mitigation plan, so we're in the process of doing that too.
Okay.
Questions, concerns, emotional outbursts?
Well,
I think we should start having commissioners meetings at 6:30 in the morning.
I disagree. All in favor? Unless I get to leave here at like 2:30 in the afternoon, and then we can talk.
yeah,
Usually have
yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Uh,
I don't have anything.
Dennis, has anybody heard from Dennis?
I haven't heard from Dennis.
Mark, you gonna go out on the road this afternoon after the meetings?
I'm leaving in about 4 minutes.
I'll probably call you today.
Dennis is coming, he just driving down.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna go use the
I'm
facility.
going down to do that right now. because when I walk
Yes.
in
He's
and I
coming
see
around.
you-
He's coming
Around the
around,
square.
Oh,
he's coming around the
all
park.
right. He'll be up here.
Yeah, he should be here pretty quick.
Did you see this beautiful piece of crap?
I had to call him.
They gotta be
Really?
It's not hooked
I
up, but
was
it's
thinking-
here.
I was thinking you had it being sheltered up high.
Yeah, I need a new table. I just did, I used what I had.
That's right, it worked, didn't it?
I can copy from it right now, but Chuck's gotta get it on the secure network to be able to print, but it's here. It's
It won't
present.
Wi-Fi print.
It will, but it has to
Okay.
be secure.
It hasn't been, okay. Yeah. He's got to check.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work a lot better.
It copies really fast.
You had a fellow Californian here.
Boy,
Yeah, I took
did you bring
offense-
everybody in? Bruce, did you, are you the one that brought all the Californians
That's
out?
from Northern California.
Oh, okay.
It's a little different. But we did have almost a problem there.
It's nowadays, it's so
And they
common.
were
Where
just
can you
housing,
go that you don't have?
Well, that's it.
they were just housing the people too. They weren't,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
fact, they were with the unemployment wages during COVID. We figured they were making $30,000 a year plus getting free food and free shelter.
Yeah.
So they're doing better than a lot of us.
I mean, you can go up into Overland Park and find people on the corners
Oh, Panhandle.
panhandling, and then when they get done, if you watch them stay long enough, you'll watch them and they'll go over and they'll get in a van with 5 or 6 other people.
They're not on the floor, so that's what happened.
So, you know, it's, some of it is real, and some of it is, I don't wanna work, it's a scam. I mean, basically. Now, down here, I don't know about, but honestly, that would surprise me, but you're not gonna get away from it. You got issues that need to be changed way above the county before you're ever gonna get rid of any of that.
Oh,
The
I'm with you now.
homelessness,
Well,
yeah.
A lot of the issues are probably moral anyway.
Yes.
Culture's
Mhm.
tanked and we're reading the results.
That's it.
Well, there's that pastor over in Raytown, I guess they try to work with the homeless and stuff. He got one who's dropping off where he wanted to go, and he actually opened up to him a little bit. He says, they will, around here anyway, if you have that to give me, that means that wherever you're from, your house or whatever, you have more, I'm gonna come and get it. They've been broken into so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, some of them, if you give them help, you owe it to them, and then they're gonna want more.
Mhm.
So,
It's a mindset, is what it
and then
is.
you talk to someone and said, I'm here, I don't want to be, how do I get out of
But
it? So,
I'll best pass that along to you.
Thank you.
I think it's just like putting a microscope further down on our society. It's just our society, but in a smaller and more, worse, you know, the worst case scenario.
Mhm.
You got this one so bad, I want all I get. I'm doing what I'm going to do to get it.
Yeah, yeah. don't.
Been waiting on you, Jim, where you been?
So my wife's cousin's husband, he was one of the founders of VCP, and he would carry backpacks with like sandwiches and stuff, and he would offer that to somebody that was needing a hand up, and the ones that didn't take it got left behind, because they just wanted the money.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he said he had a couple asks for money. He's like, no, but you can have this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Dennis?
You ready for me?
Yes, sure am.
We're still repairing flood damage, from last week. This week, I guess, up through the northwest part of the county, they got hammered again up there with a bunch of rain, and it started problems all over again, so we're back up there working and trying to get, roads resolved and fixed. I'll just give you a heads up, Mark. I'm gonna recommend to one of your townships to use part of their money, their Cartwright money, to get a bunch of culverts replaced. They've let them go for so many years, and I've had some of them marked for 4 years that I've been here, and they're just rotted. And
651, one of them.
well, that's a road that's got some on it, but it's a road that got washed pretty good too.
I got it.
So, I mean, that 1400, they got 4 or 5 pipes on that one that's just has to be replaced. I mean, it's to a point that every time it rains, it just washes the bank off and washes the road off. So it's to a point that they need, if they ain't got the funds in their checkbook, they need to use their Cartwright money, come in and ask you guys for approval to use it for extensive culvert repairs in their township, because they really need it. I mean, they got the previous boards, nothing against them or nothing, they just didn't replace culverts like they needed to.
Has Tina ever gotten a hold of you?
Who?
Tina, as far as tile, that fence? I'm afraid to see what it looks like after all the rain we've gotten, like that ditch.
What road's that?
You remember, didn't I send you the picture of it? It was something where his fence, the water was coming across the culvert, but it was hitting where his fence was, and the whole ditch.
Didn't you say it was full of cattails and stuff like that?
Well, no, this one wasn't, but
Oh,
we
okay.
had talked about needed riprap put there to keep it from.
If you sent me pictures of it, that's something I don't remember getting.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
Now, we do have, I'm getting ready to go talk to the city of Clinton, because, I received a call last night about a bad culvert. And, when I looked it up on Integrity today, it's just on the inside of the city limits of Clinton, so it's a culvert that they will need to replace. So, otherwise, we're patching roads, plugging along. With your guys' blessing, I need to put up for bid a truckload of 6-inch channel for bridge building, because I'm out. So, if you guys give me the go ahead, I'll get the specs typed up, get them to Kelly today, and she can get it out for bid. It's something that we haven't bought since I've been here. A truckload of channel lasts for several years. It's just, it's $50,000. It's gonna be popping out of my budget.
We need to make a motion or just
No,
approve
just
it?
approve it.
Yeah,
Just gotta
I'd say do
bid,
it.
gotta bid it out, that's what he's gotta do.
So, I'll get the specs to you later today or tomorrow, Kelly, so we can get it next week's paper and get the bids over the week after.
Okay.
Mark, you got anything for me?
Nope.
Like I said, go ahead and send that picture to me again because evidently I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I'll look at my spam mail, maybe you're some spam, I don't know.
Tebow, 1100 Road. Who, is that Kevin does the grading there? Do you know?
Tebow, that's gonna be, Charlie Fields and,
Lane and them?
John Abney.
Lane Taft.
Anyway, Kevin no longer blades for them.
Do you know who does?
Last I was told, Tony Trollinger was doing it.
Needs a few lessons. 'Cause
So-
you might take a drive down 1100 if you can get down it.
If that's what I'm thinking of, I've already received one complaint from Beth Williams, and
Yes.
Yep. I told her that I would pass it on, and I have passed it on to the township.
You did?
That they need to get a blade out there and smooth that road up.
They bladed it, but it looked like they bladed it when it was raining.
Another thing is they're cutting, and I'm not bad mouthing any of the
I already know
townships.
where you're going with it.
He's just like any other township. They're cutting a secondary ditch in front of the primary
They're
ditch.
piling that dirt up. It's
Instead of
high.
cutting the edge off at the edge of the ditch,
right.
they're cutting it off at the edge of the road, and they're creating a secondary ditch on the inside.
Yeah.
And I'm not bad mouthing no blade operator. I mean, it's just something that takes time and know how to do to make sure you're doing it right.
See, that's where the
That road
that
maintainer.
road maintainer-
agreement.
you didn't see it, did you?
I didn't go
you
up there for it.
That thing is slick. I
I
mean,
meant
it
to send you a
really
video.
is.
I apologize.
That would alleviate.
Take it out
that.
of the commissioner's money, I'll buy it, I'll take it off
I
any
bet
time.
you would.
Way to
I
step
have
up
no
there,
budget,
Dennis.
so. She's done got my budget, I mean, gotta blame somebody.
Alright, I'll take it.
So, anyway, that's what they're doing,
Yeah.
and I'm not
Well, there's 8 to
I'm
10.
not bad mouthing nobody. I get that on
Well, there's 8 to 10
You
inches.
can talk right here and you
Dirt
can get
and grass.
on camera anyway.
So,
That,
but
yeah, it's the edge of the road. It's that high, and then the ditch is over here. That's why the middle of the road's washed
It's a
out.
secondary ditch in front of the primary.
Yeah.
And that's where the water's gonna start traveling.
Then you
now.
got another ditch.
So, and right now, we got enough gully washers all over this county that, we don't need any more. The blades have been out running and, my guys have been out running, trying to get things patched up, but right now, we can't stay ahead of it. So, you got anything for me, Jake?
I've asked you about this before, but Jim asked me about it this morning and I forgot your answers. What's the update for the the DNR bridge inspections for Southwest 1101 and Southwest 900?
Bear Creek, Deepwater, and Wagner.
Yeah. We talked about it a while back,
We
but
got
I've
it
done
on the
forgot
old
what you
business,
said.
and I thought that was gonna be handled when the bridge inspector came, but I don't remember anything about it. That's why I was wondering.
What's those bridges?
It didn't say
It's
a number, it
roads.
just said road numbers.
Southwest 1101 and Southwest
900.
900 in Bear Creek, Deepwater.
Wait a second, that's that one that, at Bear Creek that,
Thought I was a goner.
Me too.
Conservation or Corps is working with Eddie on that horseshoe thing, I believe, isn't it?
900's down there where the horseshoe pit
Okay.
is, where DNR is coming, they're wanting to reclaim part of this one land on 900, but there's a pit there that goes from that pit across 2 county roads and over into another pit, and it's like 180 feet long. And it's a 48-inch pipe. They have no money to do it, and I'm not gonna float a loan for them to do it. And so they're trying to get DNR to come in and reclaim part of that one horseshoe pit
I think they got
and
that.
include all that in on the project and get it all replaced at one time. Is that the same intersection?
I'd have to look up where 1101 crosses, but I'm thinking that's exactly what you're talking about.
I'll try not to read
See, I
that.
think that's in the
That's all right.
process of going through.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yes, it is, Jake.
Okay.
It's all the same work area. It crosses 900 and then crosses 1101.
I think we can take that off the old business.
Okay.
Thank
Do
you.
what?
We was seeing if we needed to keep it on
Take it
old
off.
business or if we could remove it.
Oh, yeah. It's old business because
I thought
when
it
DNR gets
Oh,
involved,
shit.
it could be drugged down the road for a year or two.
I gotta get out of there.
So
I can't
this-
fix it, Kelly.
At least that answered it, but
I don't need
I
you to
couldn't remember
fix
and I
it.
didn't
I'll
write it
fix it.
down, so now I did.
You don't
Yes,
need
But I don't
to
have
fix it.
anything else.
All right.
You'll still forget.
Thank
Probably.
you. I'm
Jim, you
good.
got anything for me?
Nope, that's a main question I had.
Kelly, you got anything? Am I excused, boss?
Excuse.
Hey, how's the employees working out?
Oh, you had to ask that question.
Should have got out of here faster, Dennis.
You want me to rewind and just head out the door?
I've already lost one.
So that did happen.
Huh?
You did because of that license or whatever issue, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As of yesterday morning, we went ahead and parted ways. We're plugging along and seeing how the second one does, and the third one's going and getting his taking his CDL permit right now.
Oh, good. Good.
So one of the two that you thought would be longevity has made almost 2 weeks. The other one's already out
Out the door.
So that happens.
Anyway, you're right, Jake. I can run them off faster than I can keep them.
Did I say that?
Pretty much, in a nutshell. As a matter of fact, I think you said, I think I worked for you 6 or 7 years. I know how you are.
Yeah, I do. Know you are.
Ladies and gents, have a great day.
All right.
See you, Dennis.
Okay.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay. Okay. All right, we got everything updated, got that.
Is Aaron coming in?
We're going back up.
No,
Okay.
he's coming in Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the agenda anyway,
Well,
or is it?
he
Thursday,
added, he
maybe.
had me add him to new business because he didn't know when he was going to come in. And then I thought he was gonna come in today, so I just added him on there so that he would be in there because he didn't know when.
Okay.
And then I talked to him this morning, told him that he had a 10:30, and he said, well, it's Tuesday, so I was under the, so I went ahead and added him on Tuesday. So
Okay.
we can take him off of new business.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just was curious.
Has Scott and Mark, have they hired another person yet?
They have hired a part-time person.
They hired a part-time.
I think he's working like 1 day a week, like an 8-hour stretch.
Is that the one where we budgeted the $51,000?
No, that's in Mark's office.
That's for Subby, right?
No, that was, I'm not sure how that
No,
went.
sure wouldn't have.
It was for an assessor employee is what it was.
Right.
But I think, Mark is picking up some of that. He's going out and doing pictures and stuff for the assessors, so. I'm not sure where they're at, but I do know that Scott hired a part-time person.
I have some questions, and I don't know if we need to go into closed session for me to bring this up.
If it's about employees, yes,
It
we
is.
need to.
It is.
I'll tell you what, we
should
got,
probably
yeah,
do that.
when we do that, that'll be better off.
Yeah.
One of the things there, and appreciate all the comments, but when we have a group and talking, what I've been told, or what I've, have them go ahead and present their questions, and then go ahead and talk about it, answer it, try to do it in a group, and make it a little shorter, lot quicker. Main thing is to answer each question, just like Chuck, when he got off, then he's coming back asking the same questions over and over, and then he just dogs out the meeting, and we need to go ahead and move ahead if we can. That's my big thing. So, okay.
Hey, Ken.
Anyway, on the, let's see. Can we go in
What are we
closed
looking for?
session? Do we need to do that before?
That's,
we have
if
to
you
go-
guys want to, you
Yeah,
can, I
but-
mean. Ivan's at
I guess-
10:30,
Okay.
so if you wanted to go
We can go ahead and
ahead
We
get
and.
got 15 minutes.
Oh, that'd be, yeah, I'd say we just do it and do it quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I've just, a couple of questions about.
Clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion. We go
I'll
into closed
second it.
session.
Motion been made and seconded, we go in closed session. Voice roll call, Mark.
Yes.
Jake, yes.
Jim, yes. Motion carried. Okay, guys. Yeah.
Just
You will.
give us a minute.
All right, give me just a second to get my,
Get my links.
closed
When
session.
you go out there?
Get the blood flowing.
Has he got his camera off?
He just stepped out to use
Yeah.
the restroom, I
Oh,
would
I
imagine.
was gonna say, as long as he's not out talking to his girlfriend.
Well, I mean,
That,
I guess that's possible. I don't know.
That's okay, it's gonna take me just a second to, get my closed session.
Not loud enough for everybody to hear.
yeah.
Did you know how to do it? I got nothing to show him. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Take a look at the wall.
Remove the issue.
It's a state removal permit.
Okay.
X, Y, and Z, you know?
Right.
So,
Okay.
I have a couple of times. I come pretty much every Thursday.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Good.
Almost done though.
Great.
Yeah.
Stay with it.